Happy blustery Friday, everybody. We've got wind gust up to 50 miles an hour today, so be careful. Hang on to your little ones and your pets and everything. They're probably going to get blown away in this crazy day we got out there. But sure is nice having 50-degree weather. Hope your phone has been ringing off the hook this week. We had a lot of phone calls happening at the office, a lot of transactions put into SkySlope. So this is the beginning. Here we go. We've been waiting all long, cold winter for this to happen, but spring is just around the corner, and Pray to Home starts tomorrow. So it's definitely a spring selling season. So we spent a lot of time getting you all prepared for this. We had a great class on Wednesday, I think it was, or Tuesday or Wednesday, with the new tool that I am built and provided for you guys, and it's on OneROGC. So I just want to talk a little bit about that today. So went and met with Joanne yesterday. We did 2 of her comps to help her walk through the worksheet. And she was so stoked when she left. She was just like, oh my God, this is going to help me so much in getting the listings. She feels more confident in case she gets a phone call from an appraiser. She's got one house that she has got sold, and we built one for that she's leaving the spreadsheet, along with I think it was 3 or 4 comps that we had found that would justify the selling price. And so she was feeling really good about leaving that for the appraiser at the property. And so I want you to make sure that you watch the video because it's pretty in depth. It is an hour-long video. If you're, feel good enough to jump into it and start playing around with it, go ahead and do that. Reach out to me with any questions. But I'm telling you that the tool I really believe is a difference maker. Okay. So what you got is first column, you're going to put in all of your subject information. The next 3 columns that are in there are for your best comparables that you've got. And there's a bunch of auto calculates in there, but I want to make sure that you completely understand this point, because Joanne made a mistake yesterday that can just change the values tremendously. Okay, so it might not even be a bad idea once you finish your very first one is to share it with me or share it with Jackie or both of us, and just have us verify and make sure. But this is the most important thing that you need to know. When you're comparing a subject to your property, what we're doing is we're adjusting the sold property, the comparable, okay? Why are we doing that, okay? The comp or the sold comp that we're using is what the appraisers are going to use to justify the value, right? But subject property could be above or below the comparable property, so we need to make them even. Okay, so we're going to adjust the comparable to better match the subject. Okay, so how we do that is by foundation square footage, above ground square footage, below ground square footage, age of the home, condition of the home, upgrades and features, lot sizes, garage sizes, all that kind of stuff. But what you're going to do is once you put in the subject property, now we put in the information for the comparable property. There's a number of fields that are automatically calculated. There's a number of fields where you've got to put a dollar amount in there. And you scroll all the way to the right, you're going to see a notes section. And these are my little cheater notes, okay? So you're going to make those adjustments. But the big thing to remember is if it's advantage comparable, meaning that the comparable has got, for example, more above ground square footage than the subject does. The comparable is more above ground square footage. That's going to be a negative number. We're going to adjust the comp down to better match the subject. Just remember that. If the subject is more premium, more superior than the comparable, then we're going to adjust the number up. It's a positive number. There's a yellow bar that goes right at the top of the spreadsheet that just reminds you on that. Advantage subject, positive number, advantage comparable, it's a negative number. So that's the important thing. So some of those calculations you're putting in that are automatically in there, just make sure that you're watching that, because you might have to put the negative in there. So for example, marketing timeline adjustment. We're using a comp that was sold 6 months ago. We know that this city, because we pulled up the stats on MPLS Realtor, that we know that the rolling 12 months is up 3%. So we're going to adjust the price by 1.5% because the comparable was sold 6 months ago. Okay, but that number is going to be a positive number. If it were a situation that we were in a declining city that we were looking at where the average sale price was down 3%, then you got to put a negative 1.5% in there so that that number is going to come down. So just remember, once you put everything in, you make your calculations, now go back and review it line by line and just make sure you remember advantage subject, positive number, advantage comparable to negative number, because that's going to really change your value totally. All three comps that you're going to use are automatically going to adjust the subject property. Bottom left corner is going to be what the average sale price is of those three properties, which should help you determine what your recommended sale price is. There's also going to be above the, I think it's just below that one, is the dollar per square foot. Really important number to remember, because you're going to look at your dollar per square foot for your three comps. Let's just say one's at 190 bucks a square foot, one's at 210 a square foot, the other one's at 200 bucks a square foot. You average them out by the square footage that you've got, that automatically calculates it on the subject property. Instead of $163 a square foot, bam, you're not going to have any problems with appraisals when you're coming in 30 bucks a square foot difference than your comparable properties. Okay, so it's a tool. It's going to take you a little bit to get used to it. Again, maybe work on it, watch the video course, but work on it, do a couple examples and stuff. Send it over to me or Jackie and just find out, did we do everything right on it, and we just going to coach you through it. Show up at the office like Joanne did and let us do some comps with you, do a CMA with you, especially if you've got a big important one that you want some help with. We're always there to help you with it, okay? But I really feel that this tool is going to help you, number one, stand out above all your competition with your sellers. So if your seller's interviewing multiple agents, nobody's going to have this tool, okay? You're going to take these numbers, you're going to put it into your Moxie CMA, because as we know, the Moxie CMA is the best CMA tool that's out there. So bam, you're nailing them with this spreadsheet. Bam, you're nailing them with a great Moxie CMA that's pretty, it's informative, it's got all the information about you and everything, and it's also got all of your adjustments that are in there, and it's updated live. So if one of your comparables is active, as soon as it goes into closed status, it's going to get updated in your Moxie CMA also. Okay, so that's what we're about today. Really cool, great meeting that we had last week. We had a ton of agents in-house. We had a ton of agents that watch it on Zoom also, but it's a great tool, but it's not only great if you use it. Okay, so thanks for watching my video, and check out the CMA tool that we built, and it's in onerogc.com. Thanks, everybody.